Bezrat Hashem, the Zohar this morning, Parashat Vayishlach. It says over here, Vayishlach Yaakov Malachim. Malachim sent messenger to Esav, announcing him that he's coming back to Eretz Israel after 22 years that they didn't see him. But the answer is, from the side of Esav, yes, I'm also coming to greet him, but I'm coming with 400 men, and we're going to give him exactly what he deserves. Says Amar Rabbi Abba, Esav. Why did they need to send messengers to Esav? Esav was dormant, right? Esav didn't know he's coming. He should just have came to Eretz Israel without telling nothing to Esav. If he would find out later, it will be a later problem. But why do you wake up the problems? The Midrash says on this passage, there was a man passing in the road and he sees a sleeping lion, and he goes and he tickles the lion's ears. So the lion wakes up, roars at him, and about to eat him up. So the same thing says the Midrash. Why do you go tickle Esav's ears? Why do you go send messengers? Just come in. Don't pay attention to him, right? Sometimes people wake up old problems when it's not necessary. When the problem is dormant, leave it there. Don't wake it up. Let it sleep. It might sleep forever. And if when it wakes up, you'll deal with it later. But don't wake up problems. So we have to understand. Why did Yaakov go and send messengers to Esav? So Rabbi Abba is teaching us, Ela Amar Yaakov Yadana de Esav Chaish lelikara de Abba Ula'alam lo argis kameh. I know that Esav has one merit, and I'm scared with everything I did as mitzvot that this merit is going to stand for him. And what's the merit? The merit is for the 22 years that Yaakov was away from his parents, Esav was attending his father, right? He was serving him. He was taking care of his father, right? So he says this is called Kibud Avaim, the mitzvah of respecting your parents, of honoring your parents, of taking care of your old parents is such a big mitzvah that all the mitzvot that Yaakov did all his life, he's uncomparing them to the mitzvah of Kibud Avayim. He says, Kibud Avayim can debalance everything I did. So how can I come to Eretz Israel without letting him know? I have to know where is he standing, because he has such a big zechut. From here you understand how much it's a mitzvah to take care of your old parents. Lechatchila, you should bring them into your house and take care of them. If you really can't, then you should place them in a home where they can take care of them. But don't take them as a burden. They took care of you since you're a baby all your life, and even after you get married, they still took care of you. And even if it didn't take care of you, you should just be thankful that they brought you in this world so you can have a wife and a children and a beautiful family and have something to be proud in this world. This is thanks to your parents. So Yaakov recognizes that unfortunately he couldn't do it. He wasn't there. He was running away from his brother. His brother wanted to kill him, right? And he had no chance to do the mitzvah of Kibud Avayim. But meanwhile, for 22 years, Esav is the one doing the big mitzvah of Kibud Avayim. And this is what is Yaakov scared all about. The Midrash telling us, if you look, there is 3 tzaddikim. There is Yaakov Avinu alav shalom, there is Yosef HaTzadik, and there is Moshe Rabbeinu. And those big tzaddikim, there's a difference between the 3. Yaakov Avinu is asking Yosef, please don't bury me in Egypt. I don't want to be buried in Egypt. Promise me, swear to me, I want to go up to Eretz Israel, bury me over there. And Yosef is taking his father and is burying him in Eretz Israel, in Me'arat HaMachpelah, the cave that Yaakov bought off Esav. And Yosef HaTzadik himself, he wants to be buried in Israel, but he has no chance. So he makes his children swear, whenever they're going to have a chance to get out of Egypt, at least his bones should be brought to Kvura, to burial in Eretz Israel. And at the end, yes, they took et atzmot Yosef, E'elu bnei Yisrael Mitzrayim. The bones of Yosef were brought from Mitzrayim to burial in Eretz Israel. And Moshe Rabbeinu, he had no merit not to have not his body and not even his bones buried in Israel. So I saw a beautiful perush, a beautiful explanation. What's the difference between the 3 tzaddikim? Why Yaakov had the merit to be buried in Israel, his body and his bones. Yosef, only his bones, not his body. And Moshe Rabbeinu, not even his bones. Why is that? Because this has to do with the mitzvah of Kibud Av Va'em. Yaakov buried his father Yitzchak and his grandfather in Eretz Israel. Therefore, and he buried also his mother. As you know, the Gemara is teaching us, in your body, whatever is the color red comes from your mother. Whatever is the color white comes from your father. Red is the veins, is the muscles, is your skin. White is your bones, right? In your eye, inside of your eyes, you have white. Your scalp is white. Everything comes from the father. Those are the two partners. One gives the red side and one gives the white side. So, Yaakov that buried his father, Yitzchak, in Israel, and his mother, Rivka, in Eretz Israel, his white part and his red part, which means his bones and his flesh, were having the zchut to be buried in Israel. Yosef HaTzadik, right? He buried his father in Eretz Israel because that's what Yaakov told him. Please bury me in Israel. But his mother Rachel was not buried in Eretz Israel. Therefore, his father, which gave the white parts in his body, his white parts, which are the bones of Yosef, came to Israel. But his mother, which gave him the red parts of his body, is buried outside of Israel. So the flesh of Yosef didn't have the zchut to be buried in Israel. Moshe Rabbeinu buried his father Amram and his mother Yocheved outside Israel. So both of them, not the white part and not the red part, right? Not his flesh and not his bones, are going to come into Israel to teach you, if you have the zchut to bury your parents in Eretz Israel, pay for the kevorah, take off the necessary, and don't forget to say Kaddish, which is the most important. You would have the zchut that your children will do the same to you, and you have the zchut to be buried also in Israel. Sometimes it's impossible. Sometimes the people want to be buried just in Chutz La'aretz to be next to their children so the children can visit them. But then you're going to have to ask She'elat Rav, right? There's a story with a lady who went for a visit in Eretz Israel and she passed away in Israel. Her sister, which was in America, claimed the body and she said she wants the body to be transferred to America. So the rabbis told her, but listen, everybody dies in America wants to come to Israel to be buried, and you want your sister to be brought to America? So she said yes, but because her father, mother, sister and brother are buried in Chutz La'aretz and they have a gravesite where there's a section for the family. And even this lady bought her grave already in this section. So the Rav Vadia Yosef told her, yes, but if she would have known the zchut to be buried in Israel, for sure she wouldn't want to bury next to her parents, brothers and sister. She would rather be buried in Israel, and that's what was the final decision. It's better to be buried in Israel after 120. But Hashem, I wish you a great day. Bracha v'atzlacha, Baruch Adonai le'olam, Amen ve'amen.